Okay, we have all been there, right? That sudden, absolutely agonizing muscle seizure that just stops you dead in your tracks. But what is a cramp, really? Today, we're going to break down the surprisingly complex science behind this universal pain and figure out what is really going on inside our muscles when they decide to squeeze.
You know that feeling. I mean, you could be sound asleep, maybe you're out for a run, and then just bam! Your muscle seizes up into this tight, unbelievably painful knot. It's something pretty much everyone experiences, but what is actually happening in there? So, at its core, that's all a cramp really is. It's just your muscle contracting, squeezing, without you telling it to. But the words that matter here are involuntary and painful. This isn't like you're flexing in the mirror. No, this is your muscle staging a full on rebellion. All right, first up, let's just focus on the problem itself, that sudden, intense pain. Why does it feel like it comes out of absolutely nowhere? And that's what's so frustrating, the sheer unpredictability of it all. One minute you're totally fine, the next you're grabbing your calf, just trying to breathe through it. This randomness is actually a huge clue that something pretty fundamental in your muscles support system is, well, it's breaking down. So, to understand why things go wrong, we first have to look at how they're supposed to go right. And that means we need to talk about your muscle's lifeline, the absolutely crucial role of your blood. When everything is working perfectly, your blood is what keeps your muscles happy, fed, and functional. Think of your circulatory system as like the world's most efficient delivery service. It is constantly dropping off the good stuff. We're talking essential oxygen and nutrients. And just as important, it's hauling away all the trash that your muscles produce when they're working hard. Yeah, this highway analogy is just perfect. Your blood vessels are the superhighways, and those little red blood cells are the delivery trucks, and their most precious cargo is oxygen. When the highways are clear, deliveries are on time, everything's great. But what happens when there's a traffic jam? That traffic jam? Well, that is exactly where our cramp story begins. Let's dive into what happens when that supply chain fails. It's a full-on biological breakdown. So your muscles, they've got two energy systems. You've got plan A, the aerobic system. It's clean, it's super efficient, and it runs on a steady supply of oxygen. But when that oxygen supply drops, the body kind of panics and it switches to plan B, the anaerobic system. Think of it as a fast but really, really messy backup generator. And here it is, the whole chain reaction, step by step. It all starts when your blood flow slows down. That creates an oxygen debt. Your muscles freak out, they flip the switch to that messy backup energy, and that starts pumping out a waste product called lactic acid. As that acid builds up, it starts to irritate the muscle fibers, and that irritation is the direct trigger for that painful contraction we call a cramp. So yeah, for a long time, we've pointed the finger squarely at lactic acid as the main culprit. It's the stuff that makes those muscle fibers seize up. Now, what's fascinating is that newer research suggests it might be even more complex. It's possible this acidic environment also causes the nerves controlling the muscle to just get overexcited and misfire, basically telling it to contract and not let go. But it all starts with that traffic jam. And to make matters even worse, that same traffic jam on the blood highway also stops the delivery of key minerals, your electrolytes. These are absolutely essential for your muscles to work properly. So without them, the muscle is already on edge, which makes it even more likely to cramp when it gets irritated. Okay, so that's the science. But what kicks this whole chain reaction off in the real world? Let's connect this biology to our actual everyday lives. Do any of these sound a little familiar? Pushing yourself way too hard at the gym, or maybe not drinking enough water on a hot day. Or how about just falling asleep with your leg twisted in a weird position? All of these things can restrict blood flow and kick off that whole domino effect we just talked about. All right, now for the good news. Because we understand the cause, we also know the solution. And really, it all comes down to preventing that initial breakdown in the supply chain. Prevention is everything. So how do we keep that lifeline flowing? Well, first off, stay hydrated. Drinking enough water keeps your blood volume up, and that helps prevent those traffic jams. Stretching and warming up, that improves your circulation, basically opening up the highways before a workout. And of course, a balanced diet makes sure those little electrolyte delivery trucks are always fully stocked. See, it all comes back to keeping that highway clear. So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. A cramp isn't just some random event. It is a direct signal that your muscle's lifeline, its blood supply, is being compromised. If you support that lifeline, you will prevent the cramp. It's that simple. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought. A cramp is just one of the many signals your body is constantly sending you. It might be asking for better hydration, or maybe better preparation before a workout, or sometimes just a simple change in position. The real question is, are you listening?